So imagine a world where the planets don't affect us. If the planets did not affect us, our little ball of cells that makes up me or you with arms and legs and tongues and eyes, etc., is absolutely isolated from the planets. The sun, moon, and planets would not be able to touch or affect us in any way. I just want to add, as an astrologer, I'm not talking newspaper astrology here. When I talk of astrology, I talk about the kind that brands you somehow the moment you were born. Only through things that have the five senses. That's yin yang. Only through things that affect us through the five senses are accepted as affecting us. The physics of everything we live with can be accounted for by its measured presence and action on our five senses. There is nothing to lose sleep over if you have an umbrella and the doors are locked. Except being alive in the first place doesn't make sense. It's an accident. It's a miracle. Give science time and it'll work out how something came from nothing. Well, in saunters the planets. A capital P for planets to include the sun and the moon. It's an astrological thing. There you are, born to die because of some crazy unexplained accident of the forces of physics, and the only legacy you are about to leave is it's meaningless, except for the challenge of working out how it happened and maybe some fear and excitement that God did indeed start it all. This is the state of you, without the planets affecting you. The planets are positively swishing their capes now because being affected by planets adds meaning. It means we are connected to the universe, and some of our actions and realizations are awoken and inspired at known times. When we know which actions and realizations are awoken and inspired, we can piece together a bigger picture. And when we see there are parts of our responses to life that are literally timed and prescribed by the relative planet, we should collectively start asking different questions. But here is my point. We can be affected by people in a room. We can sense a steely atmosphere immediately. Maybe there are tiny physiological clues. And maybe there are not. Maybe it is something else. And also, do you know the phenomenon? You could be on the third floor somewhere and you're watching a whole load of people pass and you single one person out and they start looking up. When you're sitting behind someone, you single them out and they look behind. Nothing is touching that person. Now that phenomenon I've always thought I should probably do an experiment with, but now that I've mentioned it, I'm sure somebody else will. The point is, you do not know if there is something else. That is the point. And the other point is, you can find out for yourself whether it's true or not. That's why I created Cosmic Journal. For you to look it up might take you 6 months, okay, to watch enough planets to be able to get a good idea whether you're being affected or not, because Cosmic Journal tells you when to look, where to look, or what to look for. See, at the moment, you don't know any of those. And you're presuming astrology or the planets cannot affect us because the effects would be too minuscule. But you do not know. And I think it's really important that you do know. Very, very important that each of us do know. Because imagine a world where the planets do affect us, which would be this one, only you don't know it. But consider all those implications.